What's up, my comic comrades? Today we cover the long-awaited Justice League issue 75. Months ago, DC told us this issue would bring about the death of the Justice League and kick off the Dark Crisis storyline. So not only does the Justice League die in this issue, but it's also the start of DC's next big event, Dark Crisis. So whichever way you feel about it, it's going to have huge ramifications for the DC universe. As for me personally, I've been very vocal on here and our Variant the podcast that I'm pretty over DC continuously doing crisis events. In my opinion, DC has been in a perpetual crisis state for the last 4 or 5 years, and I just want them to pick a course and stick to it. Having said that, hopefully that's what this summer's Dark Crisis story will do, as it takes everything that's happened over the last 4 years or so and streamlines it. What I'm saying is our friend and writer of this event, Josh Williamson, has no small task. I'm very curious to see what he has cooked up. But before we find out how the Justice League meets their end, we want to thank our friends at Culturefly for sponsoring today's episode. Culturefly is home to a great team of fellow geeks and pop culture fanatics who create awesome exclusive and limited edition products and collectible boxes, with licenses for some of the biggest brands in geekdom. A great example of why we're a fan of Culturefly is their new DC box themed after the World's Finest. This World's Finest collection box is an annual, quarterly, or one-time DC Comics mystery box built exclusively by Culturefly, and each box features exclusive apparel, collectibles, and a vinyl figure all inspired by your favorite DC Comics heroes and villains. You can get up to 4 boxes a year, and each will have a new DC theme with officially licensed exclusive items that match the box's theme. For instance, the Spring's World's Finest box was themed around the iconic Blackest Night story, and the Summer box will be themed Retro Summer of Villainy. You could actually pre-order the Summer box now, and you don't want to procrastinate because all the boxes are limited quantity. And once they're gone for good. Just go to worldsfinestcollection.com/variant, and not only can you subscribe to the World's Finest collection box, but you could also register to potentially win a single World's Finest box for free. The giveaway runs through May 1st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, so jump over and check it out now. Everyone who registers for the giveaway will also get a 15% off coupon code towards your subscription. So again, head over to worldsfinestcollection.com/variant and get yourself set up with Culturefly's DC's World's Finest collection box. We really think you'll dig it. The issue starts off on Earth Zero as we see different heroes like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and so on getting teleported away from their current location. As Black Canary is getting teleported away, Green Arrow says, "Hold on, pretty bird," as he grabs onto her to go with her. They then arrive at some mysterious dark place next to Black Adam, who says, "You two, the couple, where are we?" Black Canary responds, "Green Arrow and I are just as much in the dark as you, Black Adam, but we're not alone." As they enter a doorway, they see a ton of other fellow heroes have also been brought to this place, such as Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Zatanna, Hawkgirl, and more. As they're all talking to each other and trying to figure out what the heck is going on, a voice says, "Superman, I call the Justice League to the House of Heroes because the multiverse is in grave danger." We see it's President Superman of Earth 23 who continues to say, "I thought Justice League Incarnate would be enough, but we failed. I'm sorry that I took you from your lives without warning. I had hoped to call more of you, but the House of Heroes still heals, so Dr. Multiverse and I brought who we could." Superman then flies to President Superman saying, "Calvin, what is going on? I thought Barry was with you." He replies, "I should have come to you, Kal-El, the moment this all started." On the next page, President Superman continues to say, "There is so much to tell you, but time is not on our side. I'm sorry to report that Barry Allen, your world's Flash, is trapped in a twisted reality, and that Darkseid has been enslaved by the Great Darkness, an ancient evil that has been awakened. It's created an army of unbelievable destructive force. Just know, in all my travels, I have never known fear like this." As we get imagery of everything Calvin is talking about, he continues to say on the next page, "And now the Great Darkness moves to possess the space between our worlds, the bleed. If we don't do something now, its nothingness will overtake everything." Black Adam then says, "We already fought the Great Darkness and defeated it." Dr. Multiverse comes flying down saying, "You don't just fight the Great Darkness. It's a forever presence. Not good, nor evil. The most you could hope for is for it to rest, but it's always there." Wonder Woman then speaks up saying, "The hands that shaped our universe warned me that saving the multiverse would come with a cost. The Spectre and I searched for that cost, but instead we found hope." President Superman then tells her, "The Spectre is dead." If you're wondering what Wonder Woman was referring to, at the end of Death Metal, she spoke with all the beings that shaped the universe, and they told her that saving it would come at a great cost. Anyway, right after President Superman says the Spectre is dead, a huge boom hits the House of Heroes with Calvin shouting, "The darkness has breached the House of Heroes. We're out of time." Batman then says, "We need to get word back to Earth Zero. Let the Titans know." Green Arrow tells him, "You worry too much, Bats. We're the Justice League. Stopping a crisis is our whole thing." Superman then says, "President Superman, we'll follow your lead," as Dr. Multiverse says, "My power of multivision can teleport us to the front line now. Hold on." After Dr. Multiverse teleports them to the front line, Aquaman says, "My gods, what is this place?" She tells him and everyone else, ruins of a dead multiverse. Hawkgirl says, "I thought this was all gone." A voice then says, "It was. swallowed by the darkness. On the next page, we see this voice is Pariah, who continues to say, I saw it happen, forced to watch, over and over again, punishment for my sin, helpless to stop the destruction of so many lives. My antimatter chamber started the Great Crisis, and now I will use it to correct my mistake. If you're wondering who Pariah is, well, he's the guy behind what's currently happening, and Superman tells us exactly who he is by saying, I remember you, your world was the first one to fall to the Anti-Monitor. You were a scientist. Batman then adds, cursed, to go from one catastrophic event to another. If you don't remember, this is essentially picking up from the end of Josh Williamson's Infinite Frontier miniseries, where it was revealed that Pariah is going to be at the center of the next Crisis event, dubbed Dark Crisis. We actually covered the entirety of the Infinite Frontier miniseries, which you could check out right here. Anyway, Pariah then says, which is why I am here now, the site of another great disaster. Superman then tries to talk Pariah down, saying, I know what it's like to lose your world, Pariah, but this great darkness, it's using you. We want to help you, Pariah. Please. Pariah replies, help? Lies. The Great Darkness only wants peace. You and your heroes are what woke it with your wars. For the true multiverse to be reborn, your world must die. The Great Darkness has shown me the way. It said you'd try to stop us, so it gave me my Dark Army. As we see, the Great Darkness has possessed some of the biggest villains in DC, such as Darkseid, Doomsday, Eclipso, Arris, the God of War, Necron, and so many more. And not only that, but the Great Darkness is also allowing Pariah to control them. At this point on the next page, we see Superman say, Justice League, you know what to do, as they charge the Dark Army, with Aquaman following up saying, for the multiverse. As the Justice League and Dark Army go to battle, Pariah says, what you see now is just a taste of the might of the Great Darkness. Once I finish my work, the Great Darkness and its army will be free. And finally, I and the multiverse will know peace again. Batman then says, Black Canary, let them deal with the army. She asks, and what are we doing? He replies, we can't let Pariah turn on that machine. The last time he did, it destroyed his whole world. No telling what it will. Then on the next page, we see the Justice League fighting the Dark Army, with Superman and President Superman tag teaming Darkseid, but as the League is fighting their greatest enemies, they notice something is wrong with them. Something is different. They are not fighting like the foes they know. Superman even says they are not themselves. Darkseid is not some brute fighter. Wonder Woman then adds, if this were truly the God of War, the fight would be very different. Is this really them or shadows of them? Dr. Multiverse then says they're all possessed by the Great Darkness, but Pariah is spreading that control and power too thin. At this point, Darkseid slams both Superman and President Superman into the ground as a voice says, New God, face the power of the old gods. As Black Adam challenges Darkseid and blasts him with lightning. This causes Darkseid to be buried into the ground with only his head sticking out. Darkseid retaliates with his Omega beams, blasting Black Adam back as Hawkgirl says, this is too much, we need backup. At this point, John Stewart Green Lantern comes in saying, I'm all the backup you'll ever need. I'm bringing the God Storm. If you're wondering what the heck is going on and why John Stewart looks so different and way more powerful, well, that's because in Green Lantern issue 11, John's powers have reached insane heights as he's ascended all Saiyan style. John Stewart is so powerful now, he doesn't even need a Green Lantern ring anymore. He's cosmically powered straight from the source now and is essentially living green light. It's pretty dope. Anyway, John uses his newfound power to start wrecking shop on the Dark Army. Pariah says, your light is at the pinnacle of its power, Green Lantern, but the darkness has no limit. My army is larger than you could ever grasp. Thanks to Darkseid. John says the quintessence as they appear behind him, and then a voice says, once I was the spirit of vengeance, but I have been shown the truth. Now I am the spirit of darkness. As we see, the Spectre is also now fighting on the side of the Great Darkness. John attempts to fight the Spectre, again now the spirit of darkness, but the Spectre says, die, brightest night, and almost kills him. Pariah then says, nearly complete, my suffering will finally end, as he keeps dialing in on his antimatter chamber. Pissed off, Batman comes jumping toward him with Batarang saying, you're done in more ways than one, Pariah. But the Shadow Demons won't let Batman get close enough to Pariah's chamber. At this point, Green Arrow says, watch and learn, Bats. Cover me, Canary. She yells, Ollie, what are you doing? He pulls out an arrow and says, what I always do, saving the damn day, as he fires an arrow at Pariah, which hits Pariah's machine. Pariah then yells, what have you done? President Superman then says, his Dark Army is weakening. The darkness retreats. They're trapped here. Green Arrow then says, aren't you glad I came? Now let's shut this down and go home. I'll make chili. But then on the next page, Doomsday comes jumping in out of nowhere, smashing Green Arrow into the ground with Black Canary screaming, Ollie! She's able to blow Doomsday back with a canary cry, then grabs Ollie in shock. She asks, why did you follow me? He then answers, with his last breath, I'll always follow you, pretty bird. Meanwhile, Pariah says, I can still fix this. This isn't over. But then the DC Trinity jump in with Batman saying, yes it is. Batman tells Dr. Multiverse to get Green Arrow and the rest of our teams to the Hall of Justice. But she responds by telling him, you don't understand, Pariah is more dangerous than, and Pariah interrupts by smugly saying, you've only delayed the inevitable. I had hoped all your talk of heroic sacrifice for the greater good was more than just words, but instead, you will be mourned. As he blasts energy from his hand at Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, killing them as their flesh melts off their bones. And if that wasn't crazy enough, he continues to fire on the other Justice League members as he screams, I wanted to bring peace to the multiverse, to finally make amends for my sins. As he proceeds to kill Green Lantern, Zatanna, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter. At this point, Black Adam comes in saying, you will die for your sins, murderer, as he punches Pariah in the face several times. But Pariah just takes the hits and doesn't even budge. Black Adam continues to throw punches, but Pariah finally catches his fist with his hand and proceeds to crush Adam's hand. And as he does, Pariah tells Black Adam, I survived the deaths of infinite Earths. You think a punch from a false god could hurt me? What I do now is for the best. You'll see. You'll be happy. And with that, he kills President Superman, Dr. Multiverse, Captain Carrot, and the rest of the League. Black Adam at the last moment is able to say Shazam as his lightning knocks out Pariah. But it's already too late. The entire Justice League is dead. We are then taken back to the Hall of Justice where Wally West Flash, Firestorm, and John Kent Superman are talking about how fellow heroes have just vanished. They then hear a loud boom and Detective Chimp says, it's like a bomb went off. Wally West Flash says, more like a crash. With John realizing it came from the meeting room, they rush in, and when they lift the rubble, they find that it was Black Adam who came crashing in like a meteorite into the Hall of Justice. The young hero then reacts in horror as the severely injured Black Adam tells them that all of their heroes and mentors are dead, followed by a caption saying to be continued in Dark Crisis Issue 1. And just like that, friends, the Justice League has been killed by Pariah and the Great Darkness, leaving Black Adam as the sole survivor of the battle. Josh Williamson is a fantastic writer, so I enjoyed this issue, and it kept me very curious to see where he's going to take the DC Universe from here. As I said earlier, I am hopeful that the story finally fixes the DC continuity issues and sets them on a clear path. It's also crazy how easily Pariah was able to annihilate the Justice League. Pretty nuts, but what do you guys think of this issue? Did you enjoy it like me? Let us know down in the comments. On a separate note, we also want to let you know that Disney has invited us to their Walt Disney World Resort next week from May the 4th through 5th to preview their brand new interactive roller coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. So Tim and I will be covering our experience here on the show, as well as across Variant's Twitter, Instagram, and our new TikTok. Yes, we have recently joined TikTok, so we'll be posting there too. Anyways, be on the lookout for our preview of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at the happiest place on Earth next week. The ride looks like it will be pretty epic, and we cannot wait to share our thoughts with all of you. We'll make sure to ride it a few times, just to be sure. Anyway, if you're not already connected with us on social, you can find all our links in the description below. First up for the week of April 27th, we have The Amazing Spider-Man Issue 1. Peter's on the outs with the Fantastic Four, he's on the outs with the Avengers, he's on the outs with Aunt May. No one wants to see Spider-Man except for Dr. Octopus. Ox on Spider-Man's tail, and the Master Planner has something truly terrible planned for when he gets his tentacles on Spidey. Next, we have Thor Issue 24. This is a special 74-page Thor issue that celebrates the long-storied history of the God of Thunder, with writers and artists who helped build his legacy. Here we have Dark Knights of Steel Issue 6. To put it simply, this is DC meets Game of Thrones, and it's been absolutely amazing. Read it. Next, we have Justice League Issue 75. This is the start to DC's next big event, written by Josh Williamson, in which the Justice League are killed, as a dark new army made up of the DC Universe's greatest villains has formed on the edges of the multiverse. And finally, we have TMNT The Last Ronin Issue 5. The jaw-dropping finale to the biggest TMNT story ever is finally here. One final showdown between the Mutant and Foot Clan will determine the fate of New York City. I cannot wait to see how it all ends. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us grow. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.